Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today we're going to expand our Susy knowledge by learning about the layout mixin. Now, there's also a layout function, and it's just a little bit different. We're going to go over that in a little bit as well, but today we're just going to be talking about the layout mixin itself. Now, what this mixin does is it actually sets these same things that we set in the last video for our default settings, right? So it's essentially going to reset our grid settings. Now you might be wondering, why would you want to do this if we already have a grid settings? Well, this allows for things like dynamically changing grids. You could change your grid based on breakpoints or something like that. And there's even a width layout mixin that allows you to temporarily set some of your grid settings. Now, how do we use this layout? Well, let's say, for example, we have our Susy grid here. This is what our page looks like. It's a 12 column, it's where we left it off, and we just we defined these grid settings by putting in this map. We had these settings right here. Now let's say we wanted to have some different settings, then that changed at a certain point. Well, so what I'm going to do is I just copied this map, and now I'm going to make a new one, but I'm going to give it a new name. Now let's just call this wide layout, right? So wide layout isn't going to be 12 columns anymore, but 24 columns. Now, if we come back to our page and refresh, you'll notice absolutely nothing has changed. Of course, that's because Susy is looking for this map of Susy for the default settings and not wide layout or whatever you told it, right? In fact, if we were to actually change this name to be Susy and have this override this, you could see this is now using 24 columns, but of course that's not what we want to do. We want to set this using this new mixin. So we have our wide layout. Let's refresh. It's back to normal. And so the site's just sort of ignoring this map. So how do we tell Susy to use this map for its settings? Well, we can do that by saying add include, and then the mixin is just layout. And now this accepts a couple of things. It accepts a shorthand syntax, which we'll get into in the next video, but it also accepts a map just like the one we just created. So we can type in wide layout. And now when we come back to our site, you'll notice the site is no longer using the Susy defaults, but it's now in fact using this new layout that we just created. So here we have include layout, wide layout. Now let's say you wanted just temporarily to have something be set to maybe a different type of grid. Well, okay, so this might be confusing here. So what we have is, first we have our default set. Then we have our wide layout overriding that with this layout mixin, and now we're actually going to wrap everything here in another mixin, and that's actually going to once again change it. So let's say we wanted this entire block of code to now use a 12 column layout. This is something you'd probably just use temporary to wrap around a little thing, but to illustrate our point, I'm going to wrap all of our code in it. So we can say add include and then with hyphen layout, and now we just want to say 12, and we can put an opening bracket. Now I'm just going to select all of my code here, tab it over, and then close that bracket. So now when we refresh our page, we should be seeing this 12 column layout once again. So we have several different options for changing our layout. This width layout is obviously just for basically a quick change or something like that, a small section that you maybe need to temporarily reset the defaults. Because if we pulled anything out of this, like if we pulled these two things out of this area right here and put them down here, let's get rid of the spacing so it's correct. Save this. Now when we come back and refresh, it's using this 12 column layout again, because these span 4 of 9 and whatever are outside of the with layout wrapper. So the layout that it's getting is the wide layout. And of course, if we were to comment out this line, it would be once again using the Susy defaults. So these are some of the options you have for changing the layout. In the next video, we're going to go over the shorthand syntax and how it can be really powerful for quickly changing your settings and things like that. And then after that, we're going to get into building responsive sites, and then these layout mix-ins are going to become a lot more interesting because we'll be able to change them at breakpoints and stuff like that. So as always, this is Scott with Level Up Tuts. If you have any questions or comments, leave a comment in the video or hit us up at Twitter, Facebook, or the Level Up Tuts forum. We love to hear from you. If you feel like supporting Level Up Tuts, sign up for Level Up Tuts Pro. It's $8.99 a month or $95 for the year, and you get access to some cool features. Check out our website for more information. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.